What to Play presents the top 25 Xbox One single-player story-driven games of all time, all arranged by PlayScore. To check out our full list, visit our website at whattoplay.com. You can also take part in our rankings by leaving reviews of the games that you played. 25. Okami HD. Opening our list is a remnant of the good old days of gaming. Capcom's action-adventure was hailed as one of the PlayStation 2's best. This HD remaster retains its original storytelling and its gorgeous watercolor visuals that fit well for the Xbox One. A play score of 8.76. Crawling in at our 24th spot is Little Nightmares 2, a sequel to an unlikely kind of horror. Little Nightmares 2 takes the surreal spooks of the original to new heights. With a new protagonist, Mono, help him make his way out around this terrifying world that requires more than just a pair of underpants. A play score of 8.76. At 23rd place is Devil May Cry 5, the fifth major entry to the acclaimed character action game from Capcom. In DMC 5, Dante and Nero are about to face their most dangerous enemy yet, who's definitely not Virgil. There's some goofy demon family drama here and more stylish action. A play score of 8.76. 22nd is the return of the Obra Dinn. When it comes to the story-driven single players, Lucas Pope's indie puzzle title takes us to a different world far from our own. Uncover the mystery of this lowly merchant ship. Search every nook and cranny for a possible clue as to what happened in this unfortunate vessel. A play score of 8.77. 21st spot is Resident Evil 7, Biohazard. The Resident Evil games have come a long way. With RE Village on the loose, the future of the survival horror series is looking good. In 7, this soft reboot takes us to the amateur shoes of Ethan Winters in his journey to save his missing wife. Encounter the Baker family intense horror action. A play score of 8.77. Making our way into rank 20 is Outer Wilds. This first-person science fiction exploration game is best played blind. No amount of words can capture this game's sense of wonder, especially when you're a huge fan of the genre. It can get frustrating at first, but once you experience the game's major plot twist, you can't wait to come back for more. A play score of 8.77. Speeding at our 19th spot is Sonic Mania. This Blue Hedgehog's journey has seen better days, and this reimagining of the classic Sonic takes us to new and improved levels in blazing speed, now that it supports 60 frames per second. Playing as Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles as they thwart the evil plans of Dr. Eggman has never been this fun. A play score of 8.81. Rating our number 18 spot goes to Tomb Raider, Definitive Edition, the first of the trilogy of reboots for one of gaming's popular heroines. Crystal Dynamics, before they went out of their way with Marvel's Avengers, was responsible for this renewed vigor in Lara Croft's origin story. Help her overcome her first survival experience on this mystical island. A play score of 8.84. What Remains of Edith Finch takes our number 17 spot. Walking simulators like this one bank on the emotional depth of its storytelling. Edith Finch's bittersweet retelling of her family history can resonate with the players. Each of their traumas and shortcomings are made presentable with its unique narrative interactions. A play score of 8.90. Setting up a bonfire at rank 16 is Dark Souls 3. From Software's final Dark Souls game closes the game's impressive lore. While there is no linear storytelling here, the bits and pieces the players learn in this world are good enough. Or you can just go to your favorite YouTube lore master to find out what really happened in that one scene. A play score of 8.91. At rank 15, we have Gears 5, Microsoft's prized exclusive next to Halo. This is the latest Gears title they released so far, excluding their tactics game. Uncover Kate's mysterious past and meet new and familiar faces. It's the sixth major entry of the series, taking players into a massive science fiction adventure with a heavy focus on cover shooter gameplay. A play score of 8.92. At rank 14, we have Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Ubisoft's award-winning open-world series goes full Viking in their 22nd installment. Yes, 22 games. In Valhalla, brave the harsh Scandinavian wilderness and expand your thriving Viking army. More of a technical flex than a storytelling machine, Valhalla's massive world is home to many side quests. A play score of 8.92.
This pain is ours.
If we fail, we lose our chance of revenge.
Sneaking into our 13th spot is Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain. Hideo Kojima's final MGS game left a huge hole in the Metal Gear community. Big Boss final moments were met with both criticism and praise, especially with the game's obvious cut contents. Either way, it's still a solid MGS entry with fun stealth mechanics and relentless action. A play score of 8.93. Leaving a bloody mess at number 12 is Mortal Kombat 11. NetherRealm's third entry to this acclaimed fighting franchise. If you've seen the movie, you probably know how MK's story can be all over the place. It excels in its fighting elements, but its storytelling is somewhat mediocre. However, if you're a fan of their characters, you'll enjoy their personality here. A play score of 8.94. Making its way to rank 11, Divinity Original Sin 2 Definitive Edition. Larian Studios' CRPG is a story-driven game. Alright, but it's up to you to make your own adventures. Select your character, find the perfect buddies, and embark on a grand adventure where you feel like it's a lengthy D&D session. A play score of 8.94. Ripping and tearing its way to rank 10 is Doom Eternal. Continuing our selection of soft reboots and sequels, Doom Eternal is the latest chapter of id Software's modern take on the classic FPS. Much like their first Doom, the story isn't all too bombastic, but it does conclude a long-running arc of the series. Your Doom guy is still a badass. A play score of 8.95. At rank number 9, we have Ori and the Blind Forest Definitive Edition. The first of Moon Studios' emotional platformers. Only 2 points higher than its sequel Will of the Wisps, The Blind Forest takes us into this magical world teeming with gorgeous backdrops and calming music. A play score of 8.96. Nier Automata Become as Gods Edition. Yoko Taro's meta-action adventure had us in tears and existential dread at the same time. Automata was his most ambitious work to date. The Nier series aren't much known outside of Japan, but this game's success pushed the series to new directions. This is clear with their latest title, Replicant, that remastered the first of the series. A play score of 9.00. At rank number 7, we have Yakuza, Like a Dragon. There's a lot of Yakuza games out there, and it takes a while to get a grasp on its themes and story. Like a Dragon was the much-needed soft reboot of the series. In this entry, you play as a new protagonist caught in his own spiral of problems. The things that made the series great are present here, including its humor. A play score of 9.06. Coming out of the vault at number 6 is Fallout 4. Say what you will about the franchise, but it did deliver some memorable branching narratives in an RPG. 4's lengthy story was enough to keep us invested in its lingering mysteries, as well as partaking in numerous side quests that go from wacky to serious. It's a shame we no longer have story-heavy Fallout games right now. A play score of 9.09. Leon and the gang find themselves at rank number 5 with Resident Evil 2. The remake that revived Capcom's dying franchise. RE2 was a step in the right direction for the series. 7 and 2 are different RE titles, but they exist in the same universe. 2's over-the-shoulder camera was the series' return to its classic roots. Both Leon and Claire's journey in the infested Raccoon City is something we'll never forget. a play score of 9.12. Robbing its way to rank number 4 is Grand Theft Auto 5. More than just a game where you go guns blazing or do role plays. GTA 5 had a grand story to tell. Featuring 3 protagonists with their own quests and issues, it went strong on its writing, but it did suffer from its dated gameplay mechanics. Who knows? Maybe its rumored successor GTA 6 might turn it up a notch. A play score of 9.16. Within our rank number 3 is Inside. Linear storytelling will never disappear from the gaming market. Playdead's second game after Limbo was a stuff of nightmares. This is also a game where you go in blind as each surprise keeps the excitement going. There are a lot of questions to unpack here, but all you have to do is keep moving forward to the game's gloomy world. A play score of 9.19.
What brings you to this no man's land? There are far more interesting places to visit. Tell me, why Velen?
Because here's where my journey begins.
To nobody's surprise, at rank number 2, we have The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Of course, CD Projekt Red's proudest gaming achievement was giving us The Witcher 3. It's a hallmark in storytelling where each side quest feels like it's part of the main game. Geralt of Rivia's final adventure into this dark fantasy world is worth every replay, if you can spare 100 hours or so. A play score of 9.22.
Listen to me. When the time comes, you gotta run and don't look back. This is over.
At rank number 1, we have Red Dead Redemption 2. Taking the top spot in our best Xbox One single-player story-driven games is none other than Rockstar's latest masterpiece. RDR2 is a game built with pure detail. Every inch in its gorgeous western world is packed with a story to tell. Arthur Morgan and John Marston's journey made grown men and women cry.
We have all made mistakes over the years, Hosea. Every last one of us. But I kept us together. Kept us alive. Kept the nooses off our neck.
A play score of 9.37.